Welcome to Tanks Time Forgot, a series where we look into some of the many tanks most have forgotten. The goal is to look closer at them and see what their positives are and why they fell by the wayside. Alright, first up is the Alpine Tiger. Alpine Tiger is a Tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. It's a WZ-111 with a way cooler skin. That alone made it worth kind of buying. So, what do we got going on with the Alpine Tiger? Well, you got your basic standard Russian 122. It's the same thing as the IS-6, and obviously the same thing as the WZ-111. And it might even be the same one you're going to find on the T-34-3. So, it's a fairly standard gun. 390 Alpha, and let's just see. Everything's worked because wargaming. Oh, look, you got a nice average pen of about 196. Now, unlike the IS-6, the WZ-111 and the Alpine Tiger, I think I'm just going to call it from here on out, gets heat rounds because it's Chinese. Luckily, heat rounds do actually have more pen than the IS-6. So that's got it going for it. So, why is this tank forgotten? Well, it's a preferential matchmaking tank. Means you'll never see tier 10s, which is generally seen as a good thing. However, this is one of those tanks that come from way back. And matter of fact, I think Alpine Tiger in particular came out just about the tail end where preferential just really ain't all it's cracked up to be. Oh, I thought that was a claw hanging out a bit. So what you got here, you basically got your standard Chinese knockoff of the IS-3. It's nothing fancy. It's Chinese, which just means it's just instantly worse than the Russians because reasons. But, I mean, again, you compare it to the IS-6, and it's got one thing going for the IS-6 doesn't, and that's a much better pen on the gold round, which is still very nice. 250 ain't nothing to scoff at. So, why do you not see it? Well, preferential, like I said, just saying what it's cracked up to be anymore. And quite frankly, those that do have preferential tend to have weaker guns and, quite frankly, a bit of more balanced armor. We're not talking about Defender or the latest and greatest in wargaming bullshit. So, also, unlike the newer ones, you know, it's got weak spots. Also, it's Chinese, which means it has more weak spots than your standard Russian, like these two cupolas here, which could be abused, and I have done it before. Of course, we're basing this thing off of a Russian tank, so it means it has to be blind, because fuck you. But good news is, it does have some decent rate of fire for this 122. Accuracy is, of course, crap because it's preferential. It's based off a Russian tank, and it's a knockoff of it. I mean, there ain't much to say about it other than it'll hit hard. It's a reasonably mobile. Again, it's a knockoff of the IS-3, give or take. Is it really? I really don't fucking care. But engine deck can go ahead and be overmatched, and it does seem, in my very, very recent experience, to take Amorex in the front. A bit sensitive to them. So, that's it for this portion, and we'll get into some replays. Well, maybe just one, unless you like seeing me get my teeth kicked in. Alright, here we go with the replay. We're here on Sand River. We're, of course, top tier, because, of course, we are. We got a preferential tank. And Matchmaker was actually being kind enough not to just toss us into all the tier 9, so we might actually be able to do some useful stuff here. So, just waiting for a countdown, taking a look, trying to decide what the hell I'm going to do. I'm going to go play toward the center dunes. Why? Because without the gun depression or anything else, I'm not really thinking I'll be able to do too much on the southern dunes and whatnot. So we're going to go toward the center and hopefully provide some covering fire for our guys going to the northern corner. So, like I said, the one good thing going on for this tank is it actually looks really cool. So, should you get the 112, the IS-6, or the Alpine Tiger? Well, the correct answer is the Alpine Tiger. Why? So you can at least die in style. So, yeah, this tank probably would have been really good before, and hello, Scout. So, but like I said, this thing, I believe, came in at the tail end of preferential actually being worth a damn. Find the Type 59. Type 59 goes in and tries to hit us, but let's try and cover up best we can. The armor can be all right at times, but like I said, we have weak spots. You try to go for the hatch. And since we're dealing with Type 59, we're going to load the heat because, unfortunately, all the preferential takes have, like, low standard pen. But this thing's reasonably mobile. It'll get you where you need to go. Slap a turbo on there, get you a little faster. This tank's time is pretty much well and truly past. And, you know, I'm playing it because I was a little too buzzed, and I just really hate myself, apparently. But here we are, Type 59 back the hell off. Now we got our guys going up to the north, so I'm going to start trying to go ahead and get a little more involved right here in the center. Either try and shoot anyone who's going to be heading up toward my guys, and probably not going to be doing it, otherwise they already be there shooting them. So it means we got to go ahead and have fun with this Type 59. So, the gun hits hard, but it's not accurate, and you just gotta rely on some RNG and whatever else is going on. Okay, the tank looks really great. Alright, Type 59. Here's some heat. You go to hell now. Yeah, I'm just trying to check what the hell my team's doing, if anything, or if anything's coming around. But nope, looks like me and the Type 59 are going to get close and personal. He smacks me, and I just smack him harder, and that's really all the ISs are about. All these IS-style tanks is just, you just out-trade anything you find. As long as you are hitting and penning, you're just going to do fine. Now, it's even better when they balance, because that's a very good trade. But, whatever, just get them killed. Alright, we got smacked by a couple. And we ended up bouncing a good bit as well, so, I mean, hey. Armor's actually holding up this round. So now that we basically own the entire northern corner, because aside from the Type 59, no one else bothered, I don't want to go yellowing in. As a matter of fact, I am thinking of maybe going back to the base. But the base isn't quite under pressure, so before I go yellowing in, let's go plop some shells into the bushes at their base. You know, my team's going to YOLO in there anyway, so I might as well just try and put some shells in and see what shakes loose. Alright, just keep thinking I might have to go back, but quite frankly, nothing's really happening. Scout decided to just park his ass right in the middle of nowhere, and I'm still hanging out here, so let's go ahead and just pop the Scout. Did that. I think we managed to light the Hellcat. I'd rather shoot the Hellcat. He's having none of it. Scout finally wised up and moved. And boom, we got our guys are pushing in. They're getting lit up, and yeah, it still doesn't seem like a winning situation to just push in on there. So we're kicking back using the dune. It's like, okay, we ain't got shots. Well, let's just see what we can shoot. You know, if someone catches a shell and I soften them up, my team will have a slightly easier time as they continue to just push in there because fuck all reasons. This guy's just crossing in the middle, and he sees me. Not a big deal. We have some stood-on crushing accuracy, which means we can just pull off shots that are complete bullshit because reasons. And then, of course, we're going to bounce the ones we aim. That's just how it goes. We're already up to 2,000 damage, and it's nothing to brag about, but we're doing decent. Teams pushing in, and bad things are happening because that's what happens to teams that push in. It's okay. My team is apparently new to this. It's the first time they ever played Sand River and had no idea. Just waiting for the pro to back up, and thank you. Our actually is bad, but we just go ahead and let it settle, and you start aiming for the broad sides. You tend to hit very often. As long as you can pin the entire broadside, you're doing really good as far as sniping goes. But again, it's not really meant to be a sniper. It's like, I know I saw a tracer, so let's try and punt one their direction. Maybe scare them. Maybe kill them, even better. But yeah, we're just chilling here. I don't really want to get too close because our team will end up losing, and at this point is do I need to defend the base or should I go try and help them? Well, they're kind of losing their ass, and probably by the time I go, they're going to go ahead and be dead, and then I'm going to be left by myself. But looking at it, everything's gotten well softened, so it is time for us to try and do something, or at least try to help cover the IS-3 a bit. Try to let him know I'm coming in, trying to help him fast as I can. Get my turbo going. See the Renegade come around. I know he's looking for that IS-3, so I'm going to come up here and hope he's too distracted to notice. He's not. Trying to find his stuff, and fuck it, just fire and get us out of harm's way. So, of course, we ended up missing, but it wasn't the point. The point was that we were just going to try to RNG it and just hope for the best. Because we can't just sit there with everyone trying to shoot us. But luckily, it was enough to go and distract the Renegade and keep him from pressing in. So, I call it a total win. Try and go for this guy. And we're just going to get fumbled up here. Okay, try and outcircle him, and run out of room. Find lower plate, and boom, there we go. There's more damage. And that's just... And this is just kind of how the Alpine Tiger goes. Like I said, it's a cool looking tank. It's got that going for it. Should you buy it? Probably not. Its time is well and truly past now. And this game's more or less over. Stick the barrel up, salute the IS-3. Give them a shot, let them know. And there we go. Alpine Tiger and the tank it's more or less supposed to be. Again, should you get it? Probably not. Its time is well and truly past. But it looks great. So it has character. And that must count for something. And that's the end of this one. Catch you later.